Hello, thanks for joining us on the news on Cbc Tv. I am Emanuela Moni. First, our headline. Class 6 candidates of the Cbc Inclusive Nursery and Primary School finished first school leaving examination. Across the national territory, pupils of Class 6 have concluded with the first school leaving examination. Mfomi Kensa Kaiser covered the examination at the Cbc Inclusive Nursery and Primary School at the Baptist Center, Nkwen, and now reports.
The 2026 First School Living Certificate examination has ended across the country, with candidates of the Cbc Inclusive Primary School, Nkwen Bamenda, joining their peers in successfully completing the exercise. Unique to the Cbc Nkwen Center was the participation of pupils with special needs who sat the national examination alongside other candidates. Their participation reflects the commitment of the Cameroon Baptist Convention CBC to inclusive education, ensuring that no child is left behind regardless of physical or learning challenges. During a visit to the center, the regional delegate of basic education expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the examination.
Also, so that the examination is going on in good conditions. 2 children the bench, which are large, and some in one candidate the bench. And then the examination material is also in good quantity, and the center was well prepared for the exam.
The chief of center also spoke to the press.
I'm called Ngefa Patricia Amungwa. It has been perfect. We have not registered any serious problem that disturbed the children from writing. It has been moving on smoothly.
An African adage says a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. For the candidates, the completion of the first school living certificate marks an important milestone in their academic journey, while the inclusion of learners with special needs stands as a reminder that every child deserves an equal opportunity to learn and succeed.
Pastor Ndingo Aaron has been inducted as pastor of Calvary Baptist Church, Banya. This was on Sunday, the 14th of June 2026, in the presence of the former executive president of the CBC, Reverend Dr. Nditeme Charlemagne. Our monthly field correspondent, Besonfai Gerard, completes that story.
Christians of Calvary Baptist Church Banya Manfi were full of joy as their pastor, Pastor Ndingo Aaron, was inducted on Sunday, the 14th of June 2026 at Calvary Baptist Church Banya. The event, which saw the former EP of the CBC, the Reverend Dr. Nditame Charlemagne, the area pastor of the Manfi missionary area, Reverend Che Christopher, co-laborers in the gospel, family, loved ones, was one to be remembered. The AD of the church, in his welcome speech, expresses his joy.
Indeed, there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of feeling to have this induction ceremony pass today. It has been long expected, and with God everything is possible, and we thank God that it has happened today. It's a feeling of joy, it's a feeling of celebration.
The speaker of the day, Reverend Shu Azea Indasa, the Deputy Associate Provost of the Cameroon Baptist Theological Seminary, Kumba, spoke on the theme, Take Heed to Thyself, from 1 Timothy 4:16, where he exhorted Pastor Aaron and the church to be watchful over life, doctrine, and ministry.
Ministry goes along with a lot of pomp, and especially this day, it comes along with a lot of publicity. So it becomes very critical for ministers to take heed of their life lest they become proud.
The induction rituals were conducted by the area pastor, and Pastor Aaron vowed before God and his church, and the church pledged their support and submission to their pastor.
Simply come to join the people
in Manfred, specifically Calvary Baptist Church Banya, at work to fulfill the great commission that God has given in our hands.
The service ended in an atmosphere of joy, celebration, and thanksgiving to God.
Emmanuel Baptist Church, Cbc, organized a mass dedication service for all the wings of the church. This was on Sunday, June 14, 2026, as Formikensa Kaiser reports.
Men, women, and youths of Emmanuel Baptist Church Cbc and Bamenda have been set apart for dedicated service to God during a mass dedication service organized by the church under the leadership of Reverend Kimbong Joseph on Sunday, June 14, 2026.
Standing before him this morning, you are taking a commitment as a youth, as a woman, and as a man, that you will honor God all the days of your life.
In a collective act of commitment to God and His work. Through their respective wing leaders, the dedicated members pledge loyalty to God, committed to Christian service, and a renewed dedication to serving humanity through the ministries of the church. Preaching on the topic, "Why should you be dedicated?" from Luke 2:25-35, Reverend Kimbong Joseph explained that dedication is a commitment to service, an act of honor to the Lord.
Dedication is a commitment you take to save God. Jesus Christ said in Luke 14:27, "Whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple." Honor God and God will bless you. And I want to say that these things cannot happen to you unless you have Jesus Christ in your life. If you don't have Jesus and you dedicate, that dedication will not mean anything. You must believe that Jesus came, He died, He was buried, He rose from dead, and He's alive. You must surrender your life to Him and ask Him to forgive your sins. When Jesus does forgive your sin, you take a commitment to honor Him with your life. Then you can now dedicate your life to service. You can now honor Him in service. You can now be blessed by Him.
He encouraged Christians to emulate the example of Jesus' dedication and to remain faithful in their service to God. The mass dedication, however, raised questions among some members regarding the traditional dedications usually held during Father's Day and Founders' Day celebrations.
We decided that it was good we do a joint dedication for the women, the youth, and the men on the same day, as a way of communicating that the church is one. We wanted to intentionally build faith in our children, because our children see that this is a thing that they can embark on. That's what we wanted to do and communicate this day. Yes. On the Father's Day, they will hand these men their certificate of dedication and recognize them. But it's going to be now a celebration of what happened today. On the Founders Day, the women who are dedicated today, they will be handed their certificates of recognition as being dedicated to the women's department, and they welcome them on the same day.
Doing the same thing in a different way can spark controversy, but when it is done in good faith and its purpose is clearly explained, doubts can be addressed and resistance led to rest. The special dedication service ended with a renewed call for believers to live lives fully devoted to God and service to humanity.
Pastor Finta Romans was the main speaker of the Association Bible Conference that recently took place at Priesthood Baptist Church in Bafoussam. The theme of the conference was Living the Gospel of Peace, Sharing Your Faith. Our Bafoussam field correspondent, Divine Damsa, completes that story.
From June 11th to 13th, Priesthood Baptist Church in Bafoussam hosted the 2026 Association Bible Conference under the theme, Living the Gospel of Peace, Sharing Your Faith, inspired by Ephesians 6:15. Organized by the Bafoussam Association, the 3-day event gathered ministers, choirs, and Christians from across the region of Bafusam for worship, teaching, and fellowship. The speaker, Pastor Finta Romans, delivered two central messages: living the gospel of peace and ambassadors of peace. He emphasized standing firm against guilt, division, and fear, and urged believers to embrace reconciliation.
On the first day, the Lord helped us to look at how we can live the gospel of peace. Living the gospel of peace is foundational to our Christian walk, given the fact that the Apostle Paul says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, that we are in a spiritual battle. And so, the gospel of peace is one of the weapons that the Lord has made available for us in this spiritual battle. On the second day, the Lord helped us to look at the missional aspect of our theme, sharing your faith. And so the Lord helped us from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 18 to 20, where we have the call as ambassadors of God who have been reconciled with Jesus Christ to carry the message of reconciliation to the world.
Responses to Pastor Roman's appeal were emotional and genuine, with many stepping forward for prayer and reconciliation. Counseling sessions fostered unity across congregations. Choir ministrations from multiple groups, including Priesthood, English Choir, Salem Choir, Gospel, and various others, lifted the atmosphere with vibrant praise. The senior pastor of Priesthood Baptist Church, Reverend Kicha Emmanuel, gave us his impressions.
Our hearts beat with excitement for the conference being the hosts and the turnout of the Christians of Baptism Association in a great number. I strongly believe that this is a revival in the church in Bafusam Association and the Bafusam Baptist churches. As a church, we are extremely grateful that we were privileged to open the doors.
Interactive sessions such as health talks by Bingo Baptist Hospital enlightened and informed the Christians of the effect of disabilities and how much it affects the lives of young persons. On our mic, Mr. Che Manasseh tells us more.
We are out on the sensitization campaign. We ring the bell campaign for 2026. As you find with me, Isabel, research has proven that of the 15% of Cameroonians who live with an impairment, only 1 out of 10 of the children with disabilities are in school. Over 3 million Cameroonians with disabilities have never seen the four walls of a classroom. So we are out to draw the attention of the population. All children have a right to education. And we hope that everybody living here will be an ambassador of this message of We Ring the Bell campaign.
Great lessons followed in groups for men, women, youths, and French enriching the program. The association pastor of Bafusam, Reverend Pierre Sunday, speaks of his impressions.
I am so much impressed about the turnout during this Bible conference. We are trusting God that the messages listened to, the lessons taught, would create an impact in the lives of believers in Bafusam Association. We are grateful to God for what He has done through this Bible conference.
As the 2026 Bible conference concluded, one message stood clear. Living the gospel of peace means sharing your faith and reconciling with others through Christ. For the people of Bafusam and beyond, this gathering was more than an event. It was a call to embody and spread the gospel of peace.
The CBC recently completed a series of board meetings culminating in a general council meeting. Afterwards, members shared their key takeaways that stood out most with them. They were interviewed by Cbc TV.
My reaction towards this June 12, 2026 General Council, very positive. I am so grateful indeed for being part of this council this year and the decisions taken, and most importantly, the Peace and Reconciliation Committee report, because peace is the most important thing that we need. And there's no way we can
live effectively and serve effectively without peace.
These meetings, the deliberations were very frank, and like the democratic system that we have, every member of the General Council had the privilege to speak out, and there was no restriction. And I think that it is all to build the Church of God. And I can tell you that I came out of this meeting very satisfied, because the result of it is for us to go back and be reconciled with one another.
We have discussed several things concerning peace and reconciliation in CBC. With the outcome of today, I am seeing a bright future for CBC, and I'm hoping that all that which we have discussed will be fully implemented.
L'une des résolutions qui m'ont touché de manière particulière, c'est celle concernant le fait que lorsque on est peut-être supposé être membre du Conseil général de la CBC, il y a une procédure et il y a un critère. Ce n'est pas n'importe qui devient membre du Conseil général, et il est important que ce critère-là soit respecté.
One of the things we are preaching, we are talking about peace. And I thank God that we left the place with peace, not with any grudging mind or mixed feelings.
Those reactions puts an end to this edition of the newscast on CBC TV. Thank you for staying with us, and keep watching CBC TV.